Giants fans on Twitter, for the most part, are some of the most self-righteous people out there. They really are.
Why do you say that?
We just brought up a conversation. Greg Johnson, who's running the show, basically said, Farhan and Kapler, they're going to be around next year, and we'll see what happens. And Posey's moving back full-time.
Yeah.
We didn't say Posey's coming back to manage. We didn't say Posey's coming back to GM, to be the GM. We just said, wow, he's moving back full-time. Are they grooming Posey to be the future manager? I didn't even go GM because I don't think he'll take that job. And all these Giants fans on the internet, leave Buster alone. He's with his family. Oh, my God, leave him alone. He's enjoying life. If you don't shut your asses up and buck up and have some fun, why is everything got to be angry? You self-righteous jerks, and you know who you all are. I just can't believe it. Giants fans, oh, my God, I can't stand you sometimes.
Fonte Crocker, stirring the pot.
That's all we do.
Stirring the pot.
And you know what? We make things shake.
So I'm filling in a softball game last night for my buddy Dave, and this guy goes, hey, are you the guy from the radio? Well, what are you talking about? Starts talking, he goes, you tell him. I go, tell who? He goes, you know who. 13 months, I listen. 13 months in a row.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Very nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
I think his name was John.
Oh, yeah, because somebody said we need to run a different playbook. And I'm like, well, our playbook is won championships.
Yeah. Ours doesn't get the quarterback hurt.
No, not at all.
Well, okay.
Our plays work.
That kind of leads me into something here.
Go ahead.
So, no, look, the way I was raised, I don't know about you, B, but the way I was raised is you should think for yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you can't listen to smart, wise people and soak in things that they do. When I first got into sales, right, I hopped into different cars of different people. My buddy Wilbert, my buddy Sean, I hopped in my buddy Jorge's car, Carol, and I would learn from them. And I'd take a little slice from this person and a little slice from that person. And everybody had their way of doing their sales job. And I tried to turn it all into the way I do it. Right. Like the best of everybody, and then the things that maybe weren't good for me and my brain. And that's how I would do it, right?
Right.
So I would always pick all things, but I'd always question things. I always ask them, like, well, why do you do this? And why do you do that? And that's just how I am in general.
Not even just the journalism ranks, but just in life. First of all, we always talk, we argue, and I'd be like, if I'm going to give a sports take, I'm going to give my sports take.
Exactly.
I'm not regurgitating it. I'm taking my take. If I'm going to go down fighting, I'm going down fighting with what I think.
Exactly.
Because I believe what I think, and I could be wrong, whatever, but I'm going to say how I feel. And that's been sports the entire time. Now, I soaked up a lot of game for OGs. I didn't hang out with a lot of kids growing up around my age. It was a lot of OGs until I was about 12, 13, and you get the kids and teenage years. But for the most part, I was watching a lot of games with OGs, so you would soak up that game, and you get the historical perspective about everything. But I had my own opinion.
Yes. So I'm glad you say that. Some of my earliest sports conversations were forged with my dad and my grandfather arguing about Joe Montana and Steve Young.
Yep.
In the stands while watching the game. Okay? And so there is a segment of fans, and I'm using Mark Willard. I love Mark Willard, right? I love that this station has variety of opinions. Not everyone's going to think alike. A lot of people consume and root for sports in the way that Mark does. So he is not exclusive.
So how does he root?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, well, the team is telling you what they think about this player. The team is going to go in this direction.
Right.
And a lot of people nod their heads. You see this with Giants fans a lot, especially on the internet that you're talking about. Well, Farhan's smarter than you. Farhan knows. There's a reason they're going to go to Slater in this particular situation because of X, Y, and Z reasons. And they're always right. And so you got to deal with it. That's just not how I consume sports. Part of my earliest conversations were Steve Young was the quarterback. The organization made the decision. Steve was going to be the quarterback, and Joe was on the sidelines. And my dad and my grandfather, we would be walking into the game, throwing the football with Roxy sandwiches or something like that. And my grandpa would be like, Joe needs to play. I think Joe should be playing. And my grandfather's one of the biggest Niner fans ever.
Right.
But the team was telling you that Steve should be playing. And he disagreed. And I would fight for Steve Young. I'm
Right.
like, Grandpa, you don't know. Steve Young, he's running,
Right,
he's
right,
throwing.
right.
He was the MVP that year.
Right.
And I distinctively remember coming back in the car in his old little white pickup truck, arguing after they lost in 1992, which was in January of 93, NFC Championship game, and my dad and my grandfather were in synergy. Joe would have won that game.
Yep.
Joe should have came into that game.
Yep.
And I was literally tearing up saying, nah, Steve's my guy. Steve's my guy. So that's what my earliest sports fandom was forged that way. I don't think Mark Carrion should be playing first base.
No, not at all.
I want to see somebody else. Show me what J.R. Phillips has, right? I would always constantly argue and complain. Me and my boys, phone calls after Niner games. Why are they playing? Why are they playing, JT O'Sullivan? Why are they playing Sean Hill? They should be playing that guy. That's what sports fans do. At least that's what I do. But there is this segment of fans, and I'm not hating on them. They just consume it differently than me. The team is always right. Seems to be the setting that they operate under. Well, if that's the case, was the team right when they selected Alex Smith? Well, no. Was the team right when they passed on DeForest Buckner, moved him off, and went up and got Javon Kinlaw? Well, no. What about the Dante Pettis move? No, I'm not saying my team should be batting 1,000, but part of the essence of being a sports fan is disagreeing with draft picks, is arguing about playing time, complaining about who's pitch hit in one spot. Again, 1993, Solomon Torres got the ball 162, game 162. The team wanted to give it to the young guy to try to earn it. And I understood it. Dave Righetti should have got the ball.
No doubt.
That's what sports fans do.
That's what we do.
I don't understand this bobblehead sports fan. The team is always right.
I don't
Farhan
know.
could do no wrong.
Look, I don't. Well, the whole Farhan can do no wrong thing is
because
laughable.
this goes back to the Giants thing.
But one thing the Giants fans throw back to me is like, why are you complaining? We're in the playoffs right now, and I'm projecting, and I'm looking at the standings right now on our TV. They're a game and a half up on the Chicago Cubs with just one game back in the loss column. They're trending the wrong direction. They have 41 games left, and I don't know who's going to start every single day outside of Logan Webb and Alex Cobb. And even Alex Cobb is leaking oil, right? Jacob Judas had a nice little start the other day. Hopefully you can bottle that up. Maybe you can put together 6 more starts during the end of the season. The lineup, they're not hitting. They haven't hit since the All-Star break. And so when we talk about things, sports radio is entertaining. It's about forming different ideas.
Thinking
different
outside
thought
the
topics,
box.
Thinking outside the box. And when you have something in your lap that was more compelling, like Buster Posey's moving back full-time, who was the first guy to make a big deal when Buster Posey got named owner? And they did it over Zoom. What did I say?
Yeah.
That's tacky.
It was weird.
It was weird. You couldn't get on the private jet to come here to San Francisco. This is one of your pioneers of the organization, and you guys are doing a grainy Zoom with Greg Johnson. All right, fine. He's moving back full-time. Why is he moving back full-time? Well, all reports are he wants to be closer to the team. Has nothing to do with family. Now, a lot of people are coming at me, Bonte, leave him alone. He has a family. Tom Brady said he had a family. Michael Jordan said he had a family. You know how many times Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired, said he wanted to be around his family?
How about Too Short? How many times did Too Short retire from rap?
All these guys say family, 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 family.
It's true.
And I agree. You want to be around your family? I respect that.
Fast and the Furious.
But you gotta remember though.
You
gotta remember though.
I
Hold
love
on.
you so
You gotta remember though. You gotta remember.
I'm sorry.
You gotta remember, like, this is sports. We can have conversations. Yes, family is very important. These guys love what they do. They're baseball players. They're athletes. They can't get enough of the competition. So I'm wondering what's going to happen over the next year and a half. Is Farhan and Cowper going to get extended? They certainly don't deserve one right now, and it doesn't look like they're getting one anytime soon. They're going to have to play out through 2024. And Greg Johnson knows, with Larry Bear on his right shoulder, knowing we're losing Q ratings, we're losing fans. We need to make a hire, a splash move.
Why?
And that's all. And we had a conversation about it, and people on the internet lost their freaking mind about it.
But that's my problem right there. Why having a conversation or challenging who should be playing, why this pinch hit should go in? Isn't that the essence of being a sports fan?
Absolutely.
Who has not sat there in a stadium and gone, gosh, I think they should take this pitcher out?
No doubt. No doubt. Like, this is a great point. Xfinity Mobile text line. And we love Bob Myers. He's going to spend more time with his family. but he also just accepted a job at ESPN NBA Countdown and will call some games. All right? This is what they do.
How about Bruce Bochy? Bruce Bochy told us in 2019, I'm stepping down. I'm not going to come back. And I sent you multiple articles from multiple people confirming late in that season, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. This is Bruce Bochy. What happened a year later?
He's in Texas.
I mean, come on.
He's in Texas.
I mean, come on. This happens. And this is the essence of sports fans, is questioning things. Like, again, look.
So I don't.
Just
I
the way
don't,
I am, but be the way I am.
But here's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off.
No, it's all right.
The sports setting for fans, especially on the internet,
Is anger.
is set to anger. Why can't we just have a dialogue? Why can't we just have a conversation? Now, a lot of these people yesterday on Twitter, and I went back and forth with some people, they better be lucky it wasn't Bonte from 2016 or 17.
Why is that?
Because the chopper would have came out. I took it very easy on a lot of people. And I'm not trying to bully nobody on the internet. I'm not trying to say I'm better than you. I'm not some self-righteous guy, some hotshot. Hey, look at me. I'm on Sports Talk Radio. You know how I get down. I hate telling people what I do in public.
Yes.
I hate introducing myself. Hey, I'm Bonte. How you doing? I hate introducing myself and telling them what I do. I don't want that attention. I don't. But, you get people on the internet who project onto you and they get to talk crazy to you. And that's not right. That's not right. We had a fun show yesterday, came up with a concept. You know how many people were excited about the name Buster Posey possibly managing? That we have no idea.
It was the most exciting thing that anyone has heard about the Giants all year.
Right.
I heard from my buddy Della. He said it was the most excited I got talking Giants baseball in like 3 or 4 years.
No doubt.
And every time we talk, he's a P1. Every time we talk baseball, he goes, "What are you guys doing?
We're losing.
Just don't care about the Giants."
Dude,
but you brought up Buster Posey, and people were like, "Whoa."
People brought up Buster Posey, said, please, God, come back to the organization. Please, God, come help the Giants. Please, God. But you get these and trust me, I dealt with Giants fans at the other station. I know how they operate. I tell Big Dog City this all. I'm a big-ass Giants fan, and I can't stand other Giants fans. Because we got this air of arrogance that we're the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
We are the New York Yankees. We could do no wrong. Super positive. Get your giraffe hats and all that stuff. Give me a break with some damn baseball games and be exciting.
But isn't the essence of being a sports fan, like just in general, is questioning stuff at every turn?
Right.
Like when they re-signed DeSclafani, I remember specifically you and me like, who were you bidding against?
The qualifying offer for Jock, $19.6
So if you're going to
million.
sit here and say to me, because I see this from Giants fans, they're smarter than you. Farhan is smarter. They keep telling me he's smarter than me. And I go, really? Well, anyone could have seen that DeSclafani had a 1 year. He had a great run that year in 2021. He was leaking oil the last handful of starts. And the specific matchups against the Dodgers were alarming.
Yep.
Alarming.
So how about this one? I was talking about Trey Lance with a friend of mine yesterday. And I don't know. I don't want to pick on Mark Willard, but he was asking a question about why are so many fans invested in the Trey Lance. And I think it's easy. He was a number 3 overall pick who the 49ers traded up heaven and earth for, and we're invested in his top 5 pick who happens to be a quarterback.
Yes.
Who happens to be a quarterback on a team that's looking for a franchise quarterback.
Well, and if you follow him on any social media platform, he has been front and center until recently with the Brock Purdy stuff.
Right.
He was front and center. And if you follow the merchandise, if you go into any store, what jersey's there?
Trey Lance.
Yeah. It's pretty.
So
to me, it's pretty obvious.
To me, it's obvious why fans would be invested in the Trey Lance. Hell, I'm invested in the Trey Lance. Tomorrow night at Levi Stadium, I'm looking for Trey Lance to bounce back.
Yeah.
I hated bringing up a conversation about what happens if he doesn't make this roster. And again, it just tells me, too, that people don't really listen to what they want to listen to. Oh, you said send him to the CFL. No. I said if he's not QB1, not QB2, not QB3, and he gets cut from his team, and he has to go to a dire situation like in Arizona, like in Tampa Bay, and you get beat up, you may be out of the league a year later. So what's some of the best avenues for Trey? Because I wouldn't bring that up with any other quarterback. You know why, Shasky? Because I believe Trey can be great. I believe he could be great in this league. I truly do. In my heart of hearts, I truly do. Right now, he's battling confidence. He sees Brock Purdy taking his job. He thought he was the savior. All of a sudden, he's got a broken ankle, a broken index finger. His body fails him. And all of a sudden, he's battling with Sam freaking Darnold. So I still believe Trey Lance could be great. But people don't hear that messaging. They hear what they want to hear. And so the same thing on the internet yesterday. People trying to dunk on us. Buster Posey's not managing. Well, did you go back to the show and listen to the conversation? The same damn thing happened with Andrew Wiggins last spring when a month into his absence, we brought up the fact that, boy, how do fans feel about it? And everybody lost their minds on the internet, just the internet, because people don't want to listen to the context of the freaking show, and that bothers me. That bothers me. And the Giants fans who are trying to dunk on us, well, you know what? Thank you for the attention, because we're going to be on your ass every single day. You better hope they sneak into the wild card game.
Well, I heard an interview yesterday when I was coming home. I was at the other station. I'll admit this. It was Farhan on there. Boy, he's chuckling it up and laughing. And I'm sure that when, we do interviews with like Bob Myers or Dunleavy or whomever, it can get, more friendly where we're trying to get the best out of the individual. But this sense of like accomplishment that I get from Farhan is very odd.
Right.
And maybe that's just his demeanor in general, but he really feels like he's done something.
Yeah, and he's done nothing.
It's a very weird, unearned arrogance to me that is off-putting. Just to me, as a Giants fan,
right.
It doesn't feel like like the big mission is we have to get it. When I heard Sabian on the air, and they're very different personalities, but when I heard Sabian, you could feel it in his voice. It pained him that we had never won a World Series,
right? Until
they finally ended up doing it. Like he knew he was fighting tooth and nail to win people over. I feel like Farhan just expects you to believe in him, and that's just the difference in the two.
Right.
Like, I'm always trying to win people over, right? And I just want everyone to just be bought in. And this guy feels like, how do you not know that I'm freaking special?
Right.
How do you not have you can't tell I'm smarter than you?
No, you're
and that's
not.
just this overall essence that I get from him.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm the one perceiving it
He's
wrong.
a smart guy. He's a smart guy.